Here is day 18 of living life like tomorrow isn't promised as a regular dude. Get behind on these videos like by day, so I might keep doing this way because what I'm doing is I'm pretty much essentially like a day ahead of these videos. So that way I can kind of like, I don't have to scramble to edit them every night, but we'll see. So today is squat. Got a lift in today, no soccer. It's Friday. This would be a pretty interesting day altogether. Yeah. Alright, so other than that, the air is still pretty bad here. I don't know how it is in Canada, but it's supposed to get worse today. It's like cooled off a little bit, but still up in like the 200s, getting close to 3 still in the AQI. So see how today goes. I'm starting wearing my mask again. This reminds me a lot of like when I was younger, when I would go to China in like 2012, like 2010, 2012, when the air quality was like super bad there. It's interesting to see. So on that note, today's Yap Sesh, you know, this is kind of good to lead into, is talking about China, because, you know, Chinese, for anyone who doesn't know. How do I start this? What I want to talk about is what China is thought to be and what China is, and kind of the pros and cons of being in the US and in China, right? So first off, here in the US, you know, I live here. I would say in terms of money, it's a lot easier to make money here than over there. Now this is like a culmination of like experiences too. Like I obviously have never went to China and made money, but this is from what I hear from my my family who has been there their whole lives. I would say owning a home and owning land is easier, to an extent. I guess there's just more of it to own than anything. In China, it's a lot more densely populated than anything else. You can still own a home, but you gotta be kind of wealthy. I mean, it's become the same thing here, honestly, but there's that. That's really not much else I have to say. There's starting to be a lot more similarities than there are differences between the two. And let's get into that. So China, I would say the biggest pro is definitely the infrastructure. If you want to go anywhere, you have a subway or a bullet train, a plane, a car, bus. Like, yes, you have that to an extent here other than a bullet train, but like not really. So I'd say that's the biggest difference between the two. But in terms of being China, it's not much different other than culturally. I have an aunt and uncle that's lived there all their life. They recently retired, I think around their 50s, 60s. And honestly, I'm pretty sure they're bored most of the time because they don't have anything to do now. Money is like not abundant because, you know, if you retire off Social Security, you're not, you know, living it up in the wealthiest life. But they have plenty enough, like here, like people who have retired here on Social Security, they have enough to live, you know. So yeah. Now getting into the fact that there's not much differences anymore, right? I mean, I'm sure at one point it was way more possible to get a home, a nice home. But honestly, like, there's not too much of a difference in that now. I will say, in China, you have more condos than you do of houses, but some of these condos are really, really nice. Like, really, really nice. So, I mean, to each their own on these thoughts, too. I mean, in my opinion, being half the year in one place, half the year in another place is pretty cool. There's so much to see, so much to explore. But I think I want to try to break the stigma more on China. You know, it's been broken a little bit now with the younger generation, I feel like, but there's still like a large portion of people who don't believe in that, I feel like. And I don't blame them, you know, growing up all their lives with the propaganda of China's this, China's that. When it wasn't the fact at all. Now watch me get this YouTube video taken down because I'm talking about China, right? So yeah, I mean, it's not like how do I explain this? It's not like it's not the worst thing in the world to be over there. There's the stigma of the government, but it's very much the same here. Is if you openly are disgruntled about the government and are openly disgruntled in a way that causes unease, then, I mean, of course, right? Of course, something's gonna happen, you know? But in terms of, like, differences, there's not that much many anymore. I mean, honestly, it's, like, pretty same now. But yeah, I'm gonna stop before I keep talking loops. So yeah, that's it. Today's the app session. Didn't get too deep into it. Hopefully soon I can take a video of what it's like over there and post it. I have some old stuff that on my computer that I can post, but nothing crazy. So yeah. Alright, so done for the yap sesh. Today I got squat.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.